Hi Cancer, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Really glad you can join me today. This is your 2016 live spread reading. Now the live spread reading is slightly different from your general year ahead reading in that we focus on 5 areas of your life. Okay, so this is obviously going out to thousands of Cancerians. So some bits of the live reading might apply to some and some bits might apply to others. Some bits might not correlate to the year ahead reading. They might be completely different. There are millions of you in the world, so you know, if it responds to, if it resonates with you on all levels, then let me know. If it resonates on some, then let me know. But this reading is very, very good because it really looks at different areas of your life, potentially what could be coming in, potentially what you're experiencing at the moment. Let me tell you how the reading is done. Okay, I have to take a bit of time to do this before I can start the reading, so you guys know how it's worked out. I use 2 decks of cards, like I did with the year ahead reading, but they're used slightly differently. The first deck I use is the Rider Tarot deck miniature edition, because as you know, I'm working from a fairly limited space at the moment, so I needed smaller cards that would allow me to utilise the space that I've got. I then use the Universal Weight Pocket Tarot deck. Okay, so the miniature edition deck, which are these, I shuffle the cards, split the deck into 3, collect them back up, and I will focus on your personal life, which can literally relate to all areas in the live spread reading. Okay, so your personal life shows how potentially you're feeling now, influences that you're experiencing now in your personal life, or influences that you'll be experiencing in the future. Okay, but usually it's about how you're potentially feeling now. And it could highlight any area or maybe all of the areas of your life. We use, for each area, we do the reading in groups of 4 cards. Okay, so at the top of each area we have 1 card, and then we have a line of 3. The top card is your key card, which shows influences you're experiencing now or influences that you'll be experiencing later in the future pertaining to that particular section of your life. The other areas that we deal with besides your personal life in this reading, Cancerians, is, as I've mentioned, personal life. We look at home life, we look at career, we look at your love life, and we look at the future. We also then pick out 1 more card from this miniature edition deck, which serves as your advice card. Now this is really important because I did a personal reading on this. I did this reading as a personal reading last week sometime for a lady, and what showed up in her advice card was really weird because it was reflective of a couple of areas in the live spread, and it was really important information that she needed to know, and she came back and she kind of confirmed to me some stuff on that. So it will be information that the universe, that the angels, that spirit guides need you to definitely know at this time. Now, we also use, as I've said, the Pocket Tarot deck. From that deck, I only take the Major Arcana cards, okay? So I juggle these cards again, shuffle them, split them into 3, and then what I do is I will collect the cards back up and I'll deal out 7 cards, okay? Now, these cards in your Major Arcana are called anchor cards, and most of the cards will refer to one area of your life. So we'll start off with card number 1, the basis foundation. So this is usually how you're currently feeling in your present situation at the moment, what's going on with you. And this will relate to your personal life. Okay, so this is information that is connected to your personal life. Okay, how you're feeling at the moment, how a situation potentially can be resolved. We then have card number 2, which is your love card in the anchor, and that refers to your love life. Okay, so this will either show how a situation can be resolved or how you're going to react to it, but it usually shows the resolution. How is the situation going to be resolved in that anchor card? All the anchor cards here, which are Major Arcana, will take precedence over everything else because I'll show the outcome of that situation. We then have card number 3, which is career of the anchor, which relates to your career section. But we can also use card number 2, which is your love card, along with card number 3, which is the career card, to show presently how you're dealing with the situation in your career. If we need further clarification, we'll look at cards number 5 and number 6 Number 5 is the immediate future card, and number 6 is wishes. And those two cards will tell me potentially how that situation within your career is going to be resolved. We look at card number 4, which is the central theme, which relates to all areas of your life. If it doesn't relate to all, it will relate to some. And it will show you how you're potentially going to be reacting to each area of your life. Number 6, as I've said, is the immediate future, which relates to the future position of the reading, okay? And that will show how situations are going to turn out. And then finally, we have card number 7, which is the future outcome overall. And it just really shows the way that things are headed. Okay, I hope that that makes sense to you guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shuffle my first deck, the miniature edition Rider-Waite cards. And I'm going to meditate. As you know, guys, I have to meditate on these cards because it's the only way that I feel that I get anything coming through that's of any relevance. So Universe Spirit, show me what is coming through for Cancer in their Life Spread 2016 reading. I need information on their personal life, home life, career, love life, and future. Please show me, please help me with this reading for Cancerians, all sun, moon, and rising signs. Show me what's coming through for their personal life, home life in 2016, career, love, and future. Please show me past, present, and future positions. Show me. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising signs. Show me these areas, please. Show me. We've meditated on the cards and we're going to split the deck into 3. I'm going to collect them back up. I'm going to deal them out. So we need 4 cards for your present, personal life, 4 cards for your home life, 4 cards for your career, 4 cards for your love life, 4 cards for your future, and 1 card is the advice card. So that's the information that you need to know at the moment. I'm going to take the major arcanas and shuffle them. Universe Spirit, show me the 7 cards that relate to each area of this reading for the zodiac sign of Cancer, sun, moon, and rising signs. Show me how issues, if there are any issues, how they can be resolved. Give me information how some Cancerians, sun, moon, and rising signs will be feeling, or how they'll deal with the situation. Show me. Show me in 7 cards, please. Zodiac sign of Cancer, sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, split the deck. Collect them back up. And we're going to deal out the 7 cards. So your basis, foundation, this is potentially how you're feeling at the moment. Love life, career, central theme, immediate future, wishes, and the future outcome, so the way that things are headed. Just to let you know also, I forgot to mention that, you know that we spoke about the key card being at the top of each area, which reflects influences that you are feeling now in your life, or influences that will come into being. The bottom 3 cards we read as a progression. So the first card would usually represent the past, the second card would represent the present, third card would represent the future in each area. However, it doesn't have to be that way. It could literally be card number 1 is the present, card number 2 is the present, and card number 3 is the future. Or card number 1 is the future, card number 2 is the future, and card number 3 is the future. Okay, so we always read it as a progression, but it's usually past, present, future. I usually read it sort of past, stroke, present, and then present, future. But it just depends on the way that I feel the cards are going. I hope that makes sense to you guys. You'll actually see what I'm talking about once I actually get into the reading. Okay, so let's turn over your cards and see what's happening here. Oh, some good cards at last for home. It's not looking too bad. We'll have to see what the anchor says though. Oh. That's interesting for love. Career. Okay. You know, this isn't too much of a bad spread at all. I was starting to get worried with some of the readings because they were kind of looking like, what the hell's going on with a lot of these areas here? And you know, as a tarot reader, you've got to remain neutral whenever you're doing readings. So, you know, you've just got to clear your mind completely, think of nothing, but just try and hone in on the energy with so get kind of like a click with the universe, or get the click with an energy. But it's got to be a neutral energy. You've just got to feel that kind of power within you that draws in whatever answers need to be done, need to be answered in a reading. And that's how I do my readings when they're for others. And even if I was doing a reading on myself, which I do sometimes because it helps me to develop the meanings for the cards, you've still got to kind of, and that's when you get the most honest answers coming through, when you're completely kind of objective and you've got no, because I don't have any connection with you guys at all. So except that you're good people, and I get a lot of good people coming through with lovely emails and stuff, but other than that I don't really have, you know, much knowledge of a lot of you guys. So it's always good to remain neutral, and this is not a bad reading at all. We're starting off with Cancerians, your basis foundation. So this is currently what you're probably experiencing for a lot of you guys. The Hermit showed up. The Hermit's an interesting card because it's all about solitude. It's number 9, and the number 9 is about kind of being the Lone Ranger, being on your own, solitude, time to think, time to reflect, time to try and work things out. And I'm seeing within this reading, in certain areas, you're trying to kind of work something out, or you're trying to kind of, and I can see choices. The card number 1, basis foundation, will relate to your present, to your personal life. And I'm seeing that a choice that needs to be made within that personal life that is showing up here. So the Hermit is going inward. It's seeking inner truth. It's seeking inner knowledge. This person, if you look at him, he has nothing except for a lamp and a stick, and he's even kind of holding his head against this stick. So some of you guys might be feeling a little bit mentally burdened about something, because I often think the Hermit feels burdened whenever I look at this card. the major the Rider-Waite version of the Hermit, he's often got his head pressed against the staff, as if he's really deep in thought. And I feel that a lot of you Cancerians are going through a time presently where you are having to kind of think quite deeply, like go down to your core to find the answers over certain questions. Some questions, some of the answers can be right in front of your face, because it's interesting that the Hermit on this card, as far as I'm concerned, often looks towards the staff, but he doesn't look towards the light. He's kind of looking at the blockage rather than looking at the answer, if that makes any sense to you. So he's kind of concentrating on the problem, but he's not looking towards the lantern that he's holding. He's not looking that the answer is right in front of his face, because in this lantern there happens to be a star. And it says that he's being guided, but he's only relying on himself in a way for the truth. But he doesn't really, I don't know whether he's not believing that he's being guided, or he's not seeing that there is heavenly or there is universal powers or energies at work, okay, that are helping him. To me, the Hermit is not recognizing that. He's just holding this wooden staff, which in itself, because it's wood, it's not transparent, it's a block. So it's almost like he's blocked, and he doesn't realize that the universe is saying the answers are right in front of your face. So I feel in the present situation, your personal life, potentially, we'll go to that in a moment, but how you could be feeling, the foundation of how you're feeling is that you may be allowing blocks to stand in your way, Cancerians, and you know what the answers are, because the Hermit is holding the answer, and it's got a star in it, which means that the path is going to be clear. The way it will be made forward for this person, but only if they look towards the light, if they look towards what they know to be true, if they really rely on their own intuition, if they trust in the universe, if they trust that the universe has it all worked out for them, then they can move forward. But he only concentrates on his own problems. So I feel that in the present situation, in your basis foundation card, it's really that you're kind of reluctant to look at the truth or look at the light, because you know if you look at the light that you're going to have to kind of do something about whatever it is that's troubling you. And it's interesting that your personal life is showing as the key card. So these are influences around you, or influences that will come into being in the future. The Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is usually a work card, because it's all about, whenever I've seen this reading, a lot of the time, it's to do with reliability. It's to do with planning, and it's to do with something that you can depend on. That Knight of Pentacles, if he showed up in a love reading for someone, I'd know that this would be somebody who had great foresight, somebody who didn't rush into things, somebody who wanted to take it slow and steady, somebody who wanted to plan ahead, get things into perspective, make slow strides, but it's all for a reason. If you look at the guy who's sitting on this horse, they call him the Doddering Knight, I think it is, or something like that, because the horse doesn't move, and he's a knight. Usually knights are actually charging straight ahead. So I feel in your personal life, and I don't feel that it might relate to your work area. It might do. But I'm seeing a different knight in the work area as your key card. We've got two knights here in the key card positions. But in your personal life, I feel that you are trying to work something out, because that's what the Knight of Pentacles does. That's why he doesn't rush. He's not a quick thinker. The Pentacles are based and grounded in reality. And I can see two very strong reality cards here as well. So I feel that it's either that you guys are making slow and steady movement towards a goal, potentially. That could be an influence around you at the moment, or it'll be an influence around you in the future. It could be that something's moving too slow, potentially, with that Knight of Pentacles, okay? It could be that you've got things summed up and you want to kind of move ahead, but there's some form of a blockage. But I don't see the Knight of Pentacles as being a blockage card. I just see it as being a sensible card. So I feel that some of you guys are wanting to potentially be sensible around a situation at the moment in your personal life. We see in the past stroke present position the Ace of Swords. This is certainty. This is coming to an absolutely certain decision on something. The So Ace of Swords is the breakthrough card. So it's once you've kind of thought about it, once you've kind of deliberated over something, it's the certainty of it. It's kind of like, you know, I've made headway now with this because I've kind of cut something out of my life, or I've sacrificed something, or I've decided that, you know, I've got through a challenge now and I can move forward. So I love this card, the Ace of Swords, because it's about a new beginning after a very turbulent, difficult situation. It's coming through a real challenge and eventually coming out the other side of it. So I feel that this is your past, present. But it's interesting how the center card, the present situation, is showing as the Five of Wands. There is conflicting energy here, and I feel that these really tie up with that Knight of Pentacles. It's moving slowly with something because you want to see how it goes. You're not willing to rush into something here in your personal life, because you are trying to work something out, I feel, as an influence now, or it could be in the future. It could be that you guys are trying to work out a route, a strategy to reach a goal. It could be within work, it could be within love, it could be I don't think it's within love though, because I can see something completely different for your love reading, to be honest with you. But I do feel that you are personally feeling that you need to make short strides in something. You're not rushing into it. Whenever I see a knight in a reading, the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Swords, usually they're rushing to something. The Knight of Swords is more clever though, because he's thought about it. The Knight of Wands just goes on a feeling, on an instinct, on a passion, on a motivation, on fire. The Knight of Swords is different. He's thought about it and then he charges ahead, because the swords are all about communication and thinking and that type of thing. The Knight of Pentacles is about money, materialism, but they're also very much the planning card. So I feel that you've got some plans here, but they do take thinking about, because we have the Ace of Swords here. There might be some difficulties with that Ace of Swords to creating or to having something come about for you, potentially, because it is in the past position, stroke present. If it's in the present position, this can, as I've said, represent making a certain definitive decision. But then you're not completely definitive about it. You're not completely sure about it, because we've got this Five of Swords. Maybe there's somebody or something standing in the way of progress here. I feel, because I feel there was progress with this Ace of Swords in your personal life, potentially. And the Five of Wands suggests conflict, petty arguments over trying to move something forward. So I feel that with the Ace of Swords, you have made a decision to do something and it was rock solid, but you can't move ahead with this, because in the center of the reading, the present situation shows Five of Wands, fighting, conflict, nobody wins. So really what you're wanting to do is to find a way around that situation. The future position shows the Lovers making a choice, and I feel that it is making a choice card, because I don't see any other cards that relate to kind of an intense loving relationship in this reading. It could be literally that you have to make a head or heart decision, which the Lovers card can represent as well, having to make a head or a heart decision over something. And I feel that's why you've got the Hermit card as your anchor card for the present, for your personal life, because I feel that you are really trying to work something out within your personal life. This is why you move slowly with the Knight of Pentacles, as the influences that you're feeling now, or you will be feeling in the future. You have to make sure that if you make a decision on something, then it's going to pay off. And the Ace of Swords is where I feel in the past you've been certain about something. There's been challenges with it, but you're holding your ground. The present situation, I feel, shows that there is real conflict around this, whatever this movement is forward. And I feel the Lovers in the future is that you have to make a choice, and that is reflective within the Hermit. You will be having to make a choice on this. But I feel that it's interesting how we have the Wheel of Fortune showing in your central theme, which relates possibly to all areas. And it shows that whatever choice you make will be hopefully for the better, because it shows the Wheel of Fortune. And we do, because we have the Five of Wands in the present stroke future position in the middle card, as the middle card. And then we've got you making a choice. So you're making a choice over whatever situation has been going on in your present with that Five of Wands. I feel that because the Five of Wands is a very conflicted card, that this can only be saying that there is going to be some joy, or there is going to be a positive resolution to the problem. And in terms of how you're going to be react to it, you'll probably do something that's unexpected, or you're going to do something that changes the situation around, or that turns it for the better. You're going to find a way to resolve this with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel, because the middle card, the central theme, can be a card that shows how you'll react to a situation. So it will be by your own hand that this situation is resolved with that Wheel of Fortune, because you will actually take the steps, take the strides to resolve whatever it is that you need to resolve. So you're actually going to make that choice with that Lovers card in the future position, because the Lovers card simply says you have to make a choice over something, or you're going to make a choice. It's head or heart. And I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, as a major arcana card, it could even be saying that the choice is out of your hands. For example, the universe will step in or help you, or you might be asking the universe for help. You might be asking for universal help, and the universe will come in and help. But I feel that there's going to be a real change after you've made this decision with the Lovers card in the future position. What we've got for your home life is very good. We have the Sun card. A lot of you seem to be very centered on children at the moment. So as an influence now, it looks like it's very positive for some of you guys in your home life, or you might be thinking about children presently, or this might be an influence in the future. The Sun card often represents birth, positivity, happiness, abundance, and it's definitely a card about children as well. That can come up when somebody's got a child, or they're thinking of having one. We also have in the past stroke present another child, the Page of Cups. So this is heavily referenced in your home life, and I feel that it's a really positive reading with your home life, Cancerians. This can also be to do with new ideas, exciting ideas, happy ideas, poetry, writing, being creative. So, you know, if we were looking at the Sun as an influence right now, or looking at it as one in the future, I feel that it's saying that anything that you're doing in the present is going to yield some really great results in terms of whatever it is that you're trying to bring across, because the pages, remember, are all about messengers as well. And the Page of Cups can usually be something that's quite naive, something that's quite sweet, something that's very young. It's relying on your inner child at the best of times as well. It's being young, it's being quite excited and quite kind of having a very youthful outlook on life and that type of thing. So I feel that you guys at presently might be heavily kind of focusing on your children at the moment, and even focusing on your children's skills and abilities with that Page of Cups too. In the present reading, in the present situation, we do have the Six of Cups. So again, heavily centered on children. Again, can also be referring to the past. It could be maybe some of you guys are looking to travel back to the family home, that type of thing, because we do have the Sun card here at the same time. Maybe you guys are looking to go abroad, because we do have the Eight of Wands as a future card, which is a card about messages, sorry, but it's also a card about flight, air flight, so going on planes, that type of thing. And the Sun is in your influence, the Sun is in your key card position, so it's influences now or influences in the future. And the Sun can often represent going over to hot countries, so somewhere quite warm. So I do see holidays coming up for you with the kids in the future. I do see you guys maybe traveling, thinking about in the present traveling back home or something like that. And I feel that if the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands are future cards, this is definitely you guys looking to travel back home. This is also, I feel, with the Eight of Wands, can be getting a lot of really nice messages in, sorry. Because it will be coming up to your birthday, Cancerians. I believe in the summertime, isn't it? So, yeah, I see lots of lovely things happening for you there. And I feel that we don't necessarily have a key card, though, for the home life. But what we do have is the central position, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a lot of fortunate instances. And I also see this as a map as well, because it seems to have a compass on it. So I do feel that travel is highlighted greatly within your reading. And I also feel as well that a lot of you guys could potentially be focusing on a lot of creative endeavors that might be really taking place in the future with the Eight of Wands. The Page of Cups can also be a poet, a writer, a singer. I feel that it's a very youthful venture that some of you guys have been looking at with that Page of Cups showing up in the past present. So I feel that you've been looking at something really youthful, really young, something that hasn't found its feet yet, but you might be looking to try and get something out there as well. You might be, if the Page of Cups and the Six of Cups are present situations or future situations, you might be looking at maybe sending messages to someone in your past, potentially, because the Six of Cups is a past card. It's reflecting on the past. It's people from the past coming back into our lives, or you might be receiving a message from someone from your past, because we do have that Eight of Wands, which is messages, and Six of Cups, which is the past. So I feel that some of you guys, if it's a future thing with the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands, could be receiving messages from the past. And I feel it's very positively highlighted because we do have that Sun as an influence card over your home life. So I see a lot of good things, but I feel that what's mainly highlighted is kind of going away on holiday somewhere hot for a lot of you guys, which wouldn't be unusual, I suppose, because it is what people do in the summertime or when it's coming up to the summertime. I'm just having a look to see what else I feel could be happening. Maybe some of you guys are going to be attending christenings and things like that with children. I'm sensing that also for some reason. Christenings and celebrations and maybe birthdays and that type of thing. You'll be attending a lot of celebrations, I feel, and they'll be heavily centered around the kids. And with the Wheel of Fortune showing as the central theme, I just feel that you're coming into a really fortunate time inside your home life, Cancerians. It looks absolutely lovely in terms of children. I think the focus is going to very much be on your children this year also. What's coming up for your love life is interesting because it shows the Eight of Pentacles as your key card, an influence now or an influence in the future. This is the card of heavily focusing on work. But I feel that in terms of love, it could be, for some of you guys, as an influence now or in the future, in terms of a relationship, you might feel that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that Eight of Pentacles sometimes suggests to me exhaustion. Even though the guy is sat upright, he must be absolutely knackered having to bang out those pentacles time and time and time again. And we don't know really whether he gets anything, if he gets rewarded for it healthily, because all I see is a guy working on pentacles. That's all I see. I don't see a guy who is getting anything back for it. He's just constantly doing the same thing. So I feel that there might be some exhaustion, the influence of exhaustion or tiredness somewhere along the line with that Eight of Pentacles showing up as the influence that's happening now, or could be happening in the future. This could also be somebody potentially, for some of you guys, who's wearing you down, potentially now or in the future. Someone who's just consistently doing something and it might be nagging you. That's the feeling I'm getting here. We do have past present situation showing us the Ten of Swords. So this can literally be, and I don't feel it's where you've been stabbed in the back or you've been betrayed. You might have been in a relationship, because whenever this card comes up for a relationship, it means somebody's potentially betrayed you, lied to you, gone behind your back on something. But I feel that with this Eight of Pentacles showing up as the influence now or in the future. It's just literally feeling exhausted, probably trying to work at a relationship over and over and over again, and possibly not getting anything back for it. And this Ten of Swords not only represents betrayal or lies, it can represent literally just feeling defeated, just feeling absolutely defeated by something, and just feeling that nothing can be done. I feel this is past, present. In the present, or in the future, so present, future, we have the Eight of Cups. So you're walking away from a situation that you feel might be irretrievable, Cancerians, okay? It's the walking away from a relationship. But I feel that this is you, definitely, because it's Cups. But this is all on your terms. You're no longer investing in something here. It's like, I've had enough. Whenever you see this Eight of Cups, somebody, a lot of the time, is walking towards a better circumstance. They're definitely walking towards something that makes them feel far more fulfilled. And I do feel that really strongly. It's a very strong love reading for you guys, very strong. Definitely seeing just defeat over a love life for some of you guys. Just kind of like, you know what, I've just had enough of this now. Enough already. So you walk away from the Ten of Swords. The progression is very, very clear to see here. And what are you walking to in the future? Temperance, healing. There's healing over this, and it comes in pretty quickly. I usually find with relationships, when we've absolutely exhausted everything in a relationship, when we feel that we've done everything that we can possibly do, but nothing comes of it, or nothing really kind of, especially one that's been around for a long time, or you've been in for a long time, I find the healing process is a lot easier because it's all on your terms then. It's all on your terms. And I feel with the Eight of Cups, this person just walks away from something that they've no longer invested in because the situation behind them is far too imbalanced, okay? The Eight Cups are unbalanced. They should be balanced, but they're unbalanced. So it shows to me walking away from something that's quite awkward, or something that could have been so right, but is yet so wrong. And you are definitely walking towards healing. We see this definitely with the Temperance card. Balance, finding yourself again. So the guy on the Eight of Cups walks to higher ground, and the higher ground is the realization that you need healing and you need balance in your life as the Future card, which is wonderful. Your key card, your anchor card for this is Judgment. So this is renewal, another healing card. Feeling a sense of renewal, and these guys are awoken from a sleep that they've been in for a long time. Now the sleep for me is the Ten of Swords. It's feeling defeated. It's feeling kind of like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't get up anymore. I'm completely defeated by someone who you know, it could be that this person on the Eight of Pentacles potentially as an influence now or an influence in the future has just worked on you for so long, just grinding you down. It could be through communication, through just their actions, because the swords are often communication. So these can often be, you know, bad words or words of negativity that just completely just deflate us and just make us think, you know what, this person isn't worth it. I can't, you know, they're really kind of mentally abusing me, that type of thing. And I feel that the Judgment card shows release from a situation that had kept you down for so long. And this is showing as your anchor card. So this is potentially what you're going to be experiencing now, or this is really just the resolution of the situation, in that with Judgment, what you're going to be feeling is just complete and utter release from this situation. In your career, it shows as the Knight of Swords, as an influence now or an influence that's coming in. This is the go-getter card. You're going to want to go for something. You're going to want to kind of really just be courageous and be brave, and you just really want to just knock it out the park. You want to just go for stuff within your career. You're very what's the word? You're very kind of motivated, and you're very kind of swept up in the feeling that you really want to kind of take strides in terms of your career. And I see the Knight of Swords as well, because the Knight of Swords definitely takes action, definitely takes action, but he wants things now, now, now. That's the only thing with the Knight of Swords. He wants things in a hurry. And I feel that the influence will be that you're going to be wanting something in a hurry, maybe, in the future in terms of your career. But that could invite you to make the wrong decisions on stuff, because we do see the Ten of Pentacles in the past or stroke the present. This is a very abundant card because it suggests that you're making some nice money where you are. You're working probably in a very affluent company. You're doing really, really well. And this card is highly indicative of corporate institutions, establishments. But there's also a reference to having enough to go round. There's a reference to being really abundant and quite wealthy within the family. There's a lot of kind of money coming into the family. So I feel in the past or in the present, you're experiencing this Ten of Pentacles where it's, and this is the best of the pit cards because it really shows a lot of money potentially coming into the home, and really working in an environment where you can make a lot of money. But what concerns me most is in the present or the future shows the Fool card in reverse, which lets me feel that this is future, 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 to be honest with you. I feel that you guys will be given an opportunity in the future to maybe invest in something here, because the Ten of Pentacles can also be the card of investments, or having a lot of money, or maybe paying out a lot of money. Not often paying out money, it's usually the culmination of money. But I think this is future, future, future personally for you Cancerians in 2016. I think in your working life, and I feel that this might apply, it can apply to, you know, standard career or a business, but I'm seeing with the Fool card in reverse that potentially you might be making a wrong decision on something. Your thirst to make it, or your thirst to be a success with that Knight of Wands as an influence now or in the future, there's an enticing thing that comes in with that Ten of Pentacles that you'll want to go for, but it might not be the right decision to make as yet. The Seven of Cups also shows up as well, which is that this thing could simply be castles in the sky, because the Seven of Cups can sometimes reference something that's too good to be true, or something that's kind of sat on a cloud, and it's something that can literally look really, really good, which is what this guy is looking at, but he's not sure. He's not sure at all. And this is your, I feel that these are all future cards personally. You'll have to tell me if there's anything different here, but in terms of your what you're experiencing now. But I do feel that this is all four cards of the future. I do feel that they're all the future. And I feel that you'll be left with a decision that you need to make with that Seven of Cups, because with the only card that makes me feel that this might be a bad move, or the Fool card in reverse can even infer delays. So it might simply be a delay on something in the future, okay, in terms of your career. But I feel that this is more kind of an investment, or a delay on something in the future in terms of a career path or a business opportunity that comes your way. But I feel that you're really wanting to be, you know, you're really going to be wanting to move towards this. But I feel the cards are saying it might not be such a good idea for some of you guys, especially if you're being asked for an investment or money or that type of thing. The Seven of Cups definitely shows either something that is not realistic, or it's just simply castles in the sky. It can also refer to wonderful choices being made towards you. I feel that Fool card in reverse as well can be kind of a fear as well of taking a step, or a fear of moving forward. But it's weird, because why would you have the Knight of Swords as the influence around you or the influence that's coming in. This shows me that you're wanting to move towards something very, very quickly. So the only thing I can think of with that Fool card is that you're looking to perhaps rush into something, but it's not a good idea to rush into it. And I feel with that Seven of Cups, it's telling you to take time to choose. I feel that it is strongly telling you to take time to choose. And the card is that is anchoring this is the Empress. The Empress card is all about fertility. It's about abundance. It's about watching our crops, the things that we've planted, grow. It's about wealth. But I feel that in terms of how the situation could be resolved, it is showing a good outcome with that Empress, but the Empress can also reference frustration and having to play a little bit of a waiting game before something comes to fruition. So I feel that this will be something good to go for. But it's really weird with this career reading because though the Empress relates to fertility and growth, there is definitely the chance for growth within this thing here that is happening here that you're deliberating on with you and your career, but it needs time to kind of fertilize, if that makes any sense to you, or to come out, to manifest, to bring you returns. So I feel that with that Fool in reverse, it's almost like saying in the future, you more than it's a wrong turning, you just need to be aware that Rome wasn't built in a day, because I definitely feel that you're waiting in the future for immediate returns on something. And to me, it says you need to kind of understand that you can start working towards this thing, but it might take a little bit of time for this to come about, because we do have also the Judgment card. And as I've said, the cards that can relate to this situation are the career, the love, the immediate future, and the Wishes card. So we would look at the Moon and the World card as to how things would play out. And I feel that whatever it is that you're waiting for with that Empress card in that position there, anchoring these 4 cards here, you are bringing about abundance, okay? You are definitely with this situation here, but you need to kind of be a little bit more savvy about it, because I'm almost getting an impression that somebody might over embellish something in terms of an opportunity that comes to you in the future. But when we do see the Judgment card, this is the release of something that has been waited on. So this is either you guys making a decision on it, or this is literally something manifesting after, because it's interesting when you look at the juxtaposition of those 2 cards. Empress can be waiting to have a baby, okay? So she's pregnant with ideas. She is sitting on a lot of fertile soil, but she has to wait for all of the crops to come in. But it's a very abundant, very successful idea. It is filled with a lot of potential, and I see the number 3 cards as meaning potential as well. So I feel the Empress really is a card of potential. I feel as an anchoring card, it's saying that this situation here has potential. It does have potential, okay? And it will yield results because we have Judgment. Okay, so maybe something that you're going to have to work towards with these 4 cards here, and the Empress as the anchor is saying this thing has potential, but you need to wait a bit of time until you see the real results, and the results are shown in the Judgment card. Okay, now as the 2 future cards for these cards here in your career, it shows us the Moon and the World. So again, we do have some kind of clarity that needs to be resolved within that Moon card. Okay, so there are a few things that are hidden within this opportunity that still need to be resolved. But what you will feel, what you will have, Cancer, is that once everything is resolved, once everything is seen to, once all of the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, what you'll find is there is a lot of financial gain going on with this. There's a lot of success because we have the World card in the future for your career. So it's very successful in terms of your career. And remember, we have the Wheel of Fortune as the central theme, which governs all areas of your life. So how you're going to react to this, or how this is going to kind of play out for you, is that this will change something in your world. This will change something in your future in terms of that Wheel of Fortune. And I feel it will just be for the better. The final area I want to look at is the future position. The future position is just what's potentially coming into your future overall. So we've got Two of Pentacles here, where this is that you have to make a decision on something. It's the juggling card. It's the trying to weigh something up, weigh up an option on something, okay? And I feel that this is why we've got the Moon card here, which is the anchor card for the immediate future card. The immediate future card of the Moon is the anchor card for this future position here. So you're having to weigh something up here. And it's interesting that we have death. So there's definitely a change coming in the future. Transformation, the ending of something old and walking into something new. We also have the King of Cups here. This could be a man coming in potentially. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, or it could indeed represent you guys, okay? And I feel that it's interesting that we have the Devil card next door to this King of Cups. I feel that this is almost saying that you need to change some of you Cancerians. I'm just getting the impression here for some of you guys. I mean, I can see that your home life looks great. Love life is great as well, because you've made a decision for some of you guys to walk away from something that wasn't serving you. It might have been quite oppressive, that you might have been just so exhausted by. Your career looks very good, but there is a time of patience and waiting. And your personal life looks like there needs to be something resolved, resolution to something that you might have faced a barrier with in your personal life. But I feel in the future, this King of Cups and Devil card can sometimes represent addictions, or being addicted to drink, or being addicted to something that you shouldn't be addicted to. So it's almost like saying you have to make a choice whether you are going to let something control you, or whether you're going to be in control. Because the King of Cups is a guy in control, and he's able to suppress challenges, suppress things that are trying to uproot him. If you look at this King of Cups here, he's sat on a throne, a very sturdy throne, but there are waves underneath him, okay? But he doesn't flinch at all, which means that he's able to control his fears. He's able to control those things that are threatening to usurp him, that are threatening to catch him off balance. He's able to control that. But the Devil card is no control. The Devil card is completely opposite, because it allows external influences to control us rather than us controlling them. And the C for the King of Cups is the external influence, but he's kind of holding his own. So it's almost like saying you've got to weigh up, you know, are you going to be controlled by external influences in your life, or are you going to control them? And that's where I feel that death comes in, because it's change, it's transformation that's coming in. It's saying you need to change something about your life to get it back more into control. And there is something with that Moon card as your anchor card for this future reading. It just smacks to me of kind of being in the depths of some form of addiction, or some form of kind of allowing something to control you, or not allowing yourself to kind of go forward and be that confident human being and take control of something here. This is what I'm feeling here with this reading, and it would show definitely with this Moon card as your immediate future, lack of clarity, feeling a sense of burden, feeling overwhelmed potentially by something in your life in the future. But it does show the where you're headed is the Magician, which is brilliant, because you're headed towards controlling, taking back control of your life, utilizing all of your skills and moving forward. You are the creator of your life. So I feel that whatever this future position is, this sees you as the Magician moving forward and creating the type of life that you want to create, Cancer. Even if there are things that threaten to tempt you, or threaten to kind of keep you, some of you guys, where you are in terms, it could be relating to any area of your life. I do feel that you'll move forward from that, because you recognize that you are the only person who is capable of changing your life in the long run. Your wishes show us the world. And this is what you wish to happen in terms of all areas of your life. So you're wishing for success. You're wishing for resolution. You're wishing for some ending of cycles, as we can see within your love section here, and also within your personal life here. Okay, so you're wishing for the end of a cycle, for something to kind of wrap up so you can start afresh or start anew. You're wishing for success in your career, but you're being warned not to kind of race too quickly into something, and just to look things over properly. And I feel that in your future, you'll be looking for change also with that World card. So it's a very, very good reading, guys, for your 2016 life spread reading. Excellent, excellent reading. I love the love reading because it shows things are done on your terms. And I love the future reading because I feel that there will be kind of endings to any kind of addictive or unhealthy patterns that some of you guys might have adopted as well within your life in 2015. Your advice card is the King of Wands, stand in confidence. This might be somebody who comes in, who's in your life right now, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but I feel that this card is saying stand in your confidence, okay? Move forward. Don't be afraid to be confident and to believe in your own abilities, because that's what the King of Wands does. He's top of his game. He's an entrepreneur. He's a mover. He's a shaker. He can do everything. He's super dad, basically. So you can kind of control all areas of your life, but it takes foresight and it takes courage and it takes believing in your own fire, in your own passion, and moving forward with it from there. That's your reading for Life Spread 2016 Cancerians. Thanks so much for joining me on this reading, and I'll speak to you real soon. Take care.